Welcome to the Circus of Crazy, also known as the world. I am your ringmaster, GalaxyOfInk, here to take you through the crazy acrobatics of life, and today we're going to tell the story of my first, and maybe last, Olive Garden trip. So we had just been doing some shopping and we needed to find a place to stop for dinner. So there is me, my mom, my dad, my grandmother, and my grandfather, and we all sit down at Olive Garden. First things first, the wait is like an hour, which wasn't all that unbelievable considering that it was like a Saturday night, and there wasn't much other restaurants available. So we were sitting there for like an hour, and it's warm in the lobby. It's nice and warm, you know, comfortable. It was like maybe 80 degrees out that day. We finally get taken to the place where we'll be sitting, and it is freezing cold. We are right by the window, yet also right by the vent, and for some reason they're pumping out air that is like 50 degrees. So we're all in shorts and t-shirts because, you know, it's 80 outside, but they're pumping out freezing cold air, enough that I am actually shivering in my seat next to the window, which if you put your hand on it, is warm. It was absolutely insane. It being a Saturday night, we ordered our drinks and they came out like 5 minutes later, which is normal, but then we ordered our food and we waited like 20 minutes and nothing came out. A lot of the people around us are getting some of their food, and we're wondering what's going on. Most of them had come in before us, but I think there was one couple who, like, right next to us had come in after us, and they'd already gotten their food. So we're like, okay, what's going on? But we wait a little bit longer because, you know, 20 minutes isn't all that long. So we're at 30 minutes. And then we're at 40 minutes. And then my grandfather decides that it's probably time to ask what the heck is going on. So we call our waiter over. Our waiter was absolutely wonderful, super energetic, really heck a lot of fun, and you could tell that none of this was actually his fault, and he was doing his absolute best to try and do stuff. We had called him over at like the 30-minute mark too and been like, hey, what's going on? And he said, I'll go in the back to check. So we called him over at 40 minutes and he said, they're working on it. We have a lot of customers here and we're a little bit low on staff. So we said, all right, fine, we'll wait a little bit longer. Because this guy's nice, and he's doing a great job. So, you know, not their fault. He already told them, so we'll wait a bit. 45 minutes. And suddenly we're at an hour. So at this point, we're all kind of pissed because we're hungry. It's like 8 o'clock at night by this point. Freezing because of the vent that's pumping out really cold air. And now we haven't had our food for an hour. So we call over our waiter again. As we call him over, my grandfather just says, you know what, screw it. We're just gonna get up and I'm gonna go try to find a manager. So he walks up to the front. As he's walking up to the front, our waiter comes over to us and says, oh, if he's looking for a manager, he won't find anyone in the front because they're all in the back cooking. Yes, that's how low on staff they were. The managers of everything were cooking in the kitchen because they were running so low on cooks. So we figure, wow, okay then, that's a little bit ridiculous. Why is this happening? Oh, I should mention that it's Father's Day, which is probably a thing. There wasn't any, like, sale or anything there, but it was pretty packed. But, you know, I don't know, but most cooks at Olive Garden aren't fathers? I don't know, but apparently there were a ton of cooks out because of a holiday. So he still goes back and he's talking to them back and forth, and suddenly the manager comes out and our waiter has left. And the manager says to us, oh, yeah, we're working on it. We'll have it out in a few minutes. And it's all your waiter's fault because your waiter never put anything into the machine until 20 minutes ago. And as soon as she leaves, we all just kind of call bullshit because we saw him put it into the computer right after we got it because the computer is 5 steps away from us. So now the manager just flat out lied to our face, which, you know, fine, but you could have really just said that, you know, we'll give you a discount price and we're running low on staff. That would have been fine for you to say, but instead, you just blamed it on the waiter who had done nothing wrong this entire time. Ended up getting the bill and we discounted for a price that was, I believe, like 30% or either like $30 off. There was a 30 in there. I'm sorry, I don't know how math works sometimes. But as we get our food at 8:30, by the way, now we're also like 40 minutes away from our house, so we've got to go home. So we don't even get to eat anything there. We just pack everything up and we take it all home. as we're leaving, we run into our waiter, and we say, oh yeah, by the way, the manager tried to blame it on you, because we thought that the guy was really, really great. And he says, oh, don't worry about it, I just quit. Yeah, the guy literally just quit, took his apron off, handed it to the guy next to him, and just said, yeah, well, I'm gonna become a teacher at the start of next year's semester. I don't really need this job anyway. I can find someplace better and someplace where they're not going to blame everything on me when they mess up. He turns around and exits the place with us. So that was absolutely amazing. As we're leaving, we run into another waiter who had just taken a break and had visited the kitchen, and he says, it's absolute chaos in there. Everyone's running around because now they're down all of the, now they're down a ton of cooks, and they're down a waiter now who had been running the majority of the entire back section of the restaurant because there were only like 4 waiters on staff and they were running them all back and forth. It was absolutely insane. In conclusion, that is my Olive Garden story. To me, the food was not worth the freezing cold room temperature, the wait of over an hour and a half, and okay, yes, it was maybe worth the absolutely amazing waiter and the great story that I got out of this. But anyways, if you like, you can like and subscribe right here and check out here for another video of mine. Thanks, bye!